progress.
I'll just keep at it, I suppose. I foresaw your...
this? You think that's the skull of King Rancer? Maybe he was decapitated.
Think me Rancer, do you? No, I am not the Mad King. I am his betrayer. Enter the past and hear my tale. A traitor's tale it is. Lieutenant, where in oblivion have you been? Those damn sleep scrolls were useless against the brutes. The orcs breached the walls. We're down to just a few dozen men, including the King's Guard. I'm afraid it may be time to surrender. King Rancer just wants us to keep fighting to the bitter end. Seems he wants to go out in a blaze of glory. Can't say I'm fond of that strategy, but the King's beyond reason. The damn mage he had gave him some fool notion he wants us to try. Before he vanished, Rizal Jewel told the king about this last-ditch enchantment that would help us hold the Tor. We're supposed to take these packets of magical powder and pour their contents into the braziers in each of the towers. Kill the orcs. I don't know. What I do know is that this is our last chance. And you're the only soldier I'd trust to even make the attempt. If it doesn't do anything, go up and tell the king. Maybe he'll realize it's time to surrender. Go as fast as you can, Lieutenant. Until we've tried this, the king won't even talk about surrender. We have to get him to come around before it's too late. I don't know what to think. There was a time when I would have followed King Rancer into oblivion. But since Mark Waston Moore, he hasn't been himself. It seems his hatred for Emmerich has completely consumed him. Rumor is the soldiers at the redoubt are going to move on to Cathbedro, the Eight Protector.
Are you ready for glory, Lieutenant? Our greatest hour is at hand. Those green-skinned beasts think they have us defeated. They'll soon realize how incredibly wrong they are. Have the contents of Riegel Jewels packets been poured into the braziers? Not yet, but it will. We will charge the enemy's ranks and they will see what true determination means. I've sent orders for Captain Tyrone and the Kingsguard to charge the breach in the north wall. Tell the general to prepare his troops as well. Are you daft, Lieutenant, or just a coward? Don't make me repeat myself. Tell General Datu to prepare the soldiers to charge against the orcs to the south. I will retrieve my sword from the north tower and join you on the battlefield.
Thanks for that, Char Tactical. Yeah, just 2 days ago or so.
Well, now that the foolish experiment with the braziers has failed, has the king come to see reason? Does he realize this fight cannot be won? Then he has truly gone mad. There's no reason to waste further lives defending this lost cause. King will just have to be restrained. Have you seen Captain Tyrone? She and I should do this together. Damn it. Knowing her, she'll follow orders without question and get the King's Guard killed. You'll have to find Tyrone and convince her to stand down. If she refuses, look for that chest of sleep scrolls. Just use one to knock them all out. Yes, it's actually probably best I go alone. At this point, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll give the King one last chance to listen to reason. But if he won't, then I'll just have to make him see things my way.
Stop acting like a coward, Datu. I am your king, and I will lead you to victory today.
Your Majesty, you've clearly lost your mind. I'm sorry, but you leave me no choice. It is done. No further lives need to be thrown away today.
Traitor! But your feeble betrayal won't stop Rizal Jul's magic. We shall live forever, but not you. I curse you and will scatter your bones. Die, you treacherous dog! What happened to you? Looked like you were in a daze for a few moments. Stupendous. Did you see what happened to King Rancer? Was it the orcs who killed him, or are the rumors true? Was he betrayed and killed by his own soldiers? Ah, General Datu. Of course, I should have known. They say his bones were scattered around the ruins. I suppose this was Rancer's twisted idea of vengeance. Tell me though, did you learn how we might remove the undead curse here? Then what? Will he rise up and kill the king again? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Take the skull and search the ruins for the rest of the general's bones. If you don't mind, I'll watch from the top of the tower.
slayed the Mad King. Perhaps I can finally end this horrid existence. finish this. Fallen. Come, we need to talk. Over the years, I've questioned many times whether what I did was right. I wanted to save my soldiers' lives, but I only helped King Rancer spread his curse. Now, whether right or wrong, I am redeemed. The curse is lifted and the dead can rest. Yes, they are at peace. Even King Rancer, I suppose. He was a wise and courageous king at one time, you know. I hope what happened here does not further damage his legacy. That is beyond my control, however. Goodbye, my friend, and thank you.
Who's out there? Turen? Tell me that's you. For you? I don't think so. Who do you work for? The Ring of Daggers? If so, you're wasting your time. You can't get in. And I have enough supplies to survive in here for quite some time. However long it takes until my friends come for me. Turen is dead? You saw him? Oh, God. I needed him to get me out. The door can only be opened from the outside. I don't have enough supplies to last forever. I'll die in here! Of course you will. And then you'll hand me over to the Ring of Daggers. I'm no fool. I am in a bind here, though. Perhaps I can persuade you to have mercy. You should know that, despite my past, I'm actually a very good person now. Well, no. There's a letter in my pack, though. It would give me some credibility. I dropped my pack out in the barrels, but if you'll find and read that letter, I'll tell you how to open the door. And if you still want to turn me in, so be it. All right, I believe I dropped my pack by an altar just north of the crypt. You'll find the letter in there. If you read it, you'll see. I'm a changed man. I've done everything I can to make amends. Please, just read it and come back. You're back! Oh, thank the gods. The walls of this crypt are closing in on me now. Ever since I realized I might die in here. Funny how the mind does that. Did you find... Very well. I hope it's giving you something to think about before you decide my fate. Regardless, I suppose it's my turn to hold up my end of the bargain. Unfortunately, this door was designed to be absolutely secure against intruders. The door is controlled by two levers on either side of the barrow above. As if that weren't enough, you'll need keys to activate the levers. The keys are buried inside the Dorrell and Tamrith family crypts. I am sorry this is so much trouble. Yes, and then I get to find out what my fate is to be. I hope you're really thinking about this.
the blood sacrifice.
When Cold Harbor calls, Nirn obeys!
Lord of domination and brutality, we sacrifice this innocent in your name.
Through the spilled blood of an innocent, we call forth your anchor to join our worlds!
Unworthy to kiss my feet. Be gone with you! Wretched mortals. Worms.
Alright. Yeah, this is on PC. I have it on PS4 as well, but I'm on PC right now. $30 and a half.
So here we are, the moment of truth. I can now look upon the face of the one who will be my judge. I hope you understand that I am in no way trying to deny my past wrongdoings, nor would I argue that those acts should be forgiven. If you read the letter in my pack, then you at least know that I've done what I can in the years since the war to make amends for the things I did. Even if you decide to hand me over to the Ring of Daggers, I will at least die knowing I tried.
The bat swarm is nice and drain life is fine. Don't look too great, but that's okay.
So here we are. If you read no, I prefer you take your time making this choice. I need to get out of these barrows either way, so you can take me to the Ring of Daggers, or you can take me to the other side of the barrows and set me free. It's up to you. I'm yours to do with as you will. Whatever you decide, I will go along. My fate is in your hands. Of course, if there's anything I can tell you to increase my chance of meriting your mercy, I am more than happy to oblige. What would you like to know? Please, don't ask me about that. Anything but that. Ask me about the things I've done since the war. The things I did under King Rancer. They were terrible. Hard to think about, let alone speak of. Please, anything but that. Fine, damn it. You want to know what I did? I'll tell you. When the orcs turned on us, Rancer ordered me to arrest and interrogate all orcs in Rivenspire. And I did. If they resisted or seemed suspicious, I had them executed. There. I know that one can never truly wipe the past clean. Certainly not in my case. But I've done what I can. I've sent gold and gifts to the orphanage in Orsinium, and I've spent years tracking down ancient tomes of orc history for their library. Yes, I've fed stray dogs, opened doors for old ladies, and handed out moon sugar candy to children. That may sound petty, but the point is that I've tried. Well, originally the plan was quite genius. The Ring of Daggers has been on my trail for years, and everywhere I've gone, I've made sure to have a backup plan. When I came to Moira's Hope, I found this tomb, and I added a few safeguards. Well, part of that was the original design of the crypt, but I like that about it. The Ring of Daggers has ways of getting inside a man's head. I worried they might glamour me and trick me into opening the door. This seemed like a failsafe. I'm yours to do with as you will. Whatever you decide, I will go along. My fate is in your hands. I'm yours to do with as you... don't see anyone from the Ring of Daggers. Does that mean you've chosen? Thank you. Thank you so much. I promise you, whatever efforts I made to redeem myself before, they will be doubled. Every hour for the rest of my life, I will try to earn the reprieve you've given me. Capria, thank you so much for coming. I need your help.
Don't worry, sir. Teren planned everything. We've got you set up as a merchant in Orsinium.
That's perfect. As it happens, I have friends there.
Then let us be on our way.
Thank you for your mercy, friend. We won't be seeing each other again.
Hello. Yeah.
You're the one who killed Skullcrusher, aren't you? Brave meeting.
No matter the troubles, Assault. matter the troubles assaulting our fair city.
My stock isn't what it used to be. Hello, friend. Well, your journey has been successful. Stenric blood certainly runs through my veins. Marcel Stenric? That was my great-grandmother's name. Is that really her sword? I grew up listening to stories of Dame Marcel's exploits. She was quite the warrior, if you believe the tales. This is amazing! Our family used to be much more prominent back in my great-grandmother's day. Maybe her sword will turn our fortunes around. Maybe. Anyway, thank you so much for bringing this to me. I'll always treasure Dame Marcel's sword. Perhaps it will encourage me to take up a life of honor and adventure. Just what my parents told me. I never met my great-grandmother. Dame Marcel was an honored knight in the service of House Dorel. I remember one story set during the time of the great feud between the Tamriths and the Dorels. In the story, Dorel's son Lanciot was kidnapped on the road to Northpoint by a dozen of Tamrith's most ruthless warriors. Despite the odds, Dame Marcel never hesitated. She swooped in with this very sword and rescued Lanciot. I love that story.
Fine goods for sale.
Hello there.
Hello.
My tusk, I'll show him too. What's this? Another stranger strutting into my town? Perfect. I'll probably give you the mayor's job. Experience? You don't need that. Just ask the new constable. Me? No. Why would I be frustrated? 10 years as town constable and the mayor just happens to decide to fire me the other day. Can you imagine? Says I'm getting too old and the new constable will do a better job. The dung-heap bastard. That's the thing, no one even knows him. Gavindian, that's his name. He and his bailiff sauntered into town last week and now he's constable? Something smells wrong. Say, think you could poke around and try to find out what's really going on? Sad times when I have to rely on a stranger. But I do appreciate you asking around. The mayor, the jeweler, the miller, they're all acting strangely. There's something they're not saying. I'll be back at the inn if you learn anything. You have to understand, I've known these people for years. shared drinks with them, gone fishing. I thought we were friends. Then all of a sudden the mayor fires me. And now no one even has 2 horses spare. To me, that's strange. My drinking? By Moloch, no! I haven't had a drop in years until this happened. I quit a long time ago after I woke up with a skinny little wood elf in my bed. As for today, this is my last drink. Well, maybe one more.
There is no choice in the matter. The constable says we need your wagon and your horse.
But what will I do? If I can't haul grain, I can't make any coin. My family will starve.
Have you forgotten? You do want us to keep your family safe, do you not? I suggest you close your mouth.
What in oblivion do you want? Unless you can haul it yourself, don't tell me you have a load of grain that needs to be ground at the mill. The constable's deputy just confiscated my damn wagon. Look, I don't know you and I don't need you meddling in my personal affairs. I'm not looking for trouble, and I'm not saying a single damn word about the new constable. You'll mind your own business if you know what's good for you.
Welcome to Fell's Run. Normally, we'd welcome you with open arms and throw a feast, but not this year. We had a terrible harvest and times are hard. Might be better if you moved on and spent the night in North Point. Come back next year. She caught you out at the edge of town, eh? She feels betrayed, I know. I hope someday she understands. The last thing I wanted to do was hurt her. My wife and I both have always treasured her friendship. My wife? Oh, she doesn't exactly know. Well, she's been sick. Yes, she's sick. Hasn't left the house for days. Poor thing. Yes, I should actually get in there and check on her. No time for idle gossip. Take care now.
No, I'm not coming. No, I'm not. Don't even ask. I'll come back, but only when Gaylord says it's safe. Yes, that's right. Only when Gaylord says. Gaylord told me to stay right here until then. Gaylord is my friend. He looks after me since my parents died. Gaylord said it isn't safe in town. Oh, no. And Constable. Gaylord recognized him from Daggerfall. Said he was a bad man. Gaylord went to meet the constable, but never came back. Gaylord went to meet the constable in the constable's new house. Just there, to the south. Used to be the fisherman's house, but the constable took it. The fisherman just went away. I hope Gaylord didn't go away too.
I think perhaps it's best if you go ahead and close up the shop early today, Lady Mondori. In fact, why don't you go ahead and do that now?
Yes, Constable Gavendir. I'll close up right away. Just don't do anything rash.
Oh, my head is pounding. 3 loaves of bread and I'm still foggy. I don't care what happens. Remind me to never drink that rum posset again. You were asking around town, though, about that toothless runt of a constable. Did you learn anything? Hostages? I knew those bastards were up to something. Damn. Constable Gavendian just left here with Lady Mondori. Bailiff Sagabar is still upstairs, though. We should try to get into his room and see what else we can find. Well, I bought this sleeping draft so I could sleep off this headache, but I guess I won't be napping now. Take it upstairs and find a way to distract Sagabar. Slip it into his drink, then follow him into his room before he passes out.
Look, I have just about Oh, sorry. I thought you were that lecherous bailiff again. He tries to grope me every time I bring him a drink. Gall and pox, of course not. I'm a barmaid, not a strumpet. Besides, I know his type. He may talk sweet, but get him behind closed doors and he turns mean. I try to avoid— What? From looking at my bottom? If I knew how to make him stop, I would have done it hours ago. No, I just want him to leave me alone.
Say? You interested in having a bit of a laugh? I developed this little trinket to summon a Banekin. I thought it would impress the Archmage, but instead it got me kicked out of the Mage's College. I was thinking of testing the trinket here. You know, to frighten someone and have a laugh. Here. I was thinking the barmaid. But if you're crazy enough to try it on the bailiff, all the better. Depending on how it works, maybe I'll go into business selling these things. Let's see how it works.
Oh, sweet Tuwaka, save me. It's a Banekin. Suddenly, I don't feel so well.
Now that my skull stopped pounding, I'm ready to crack someone else's. Did you find anything in that Redguard's room? Do we know where they're holding the hostages? All right, we've got to go get them. That's the most important thing. Did you find anything to explain why Gavendian went to all this trouble? He didn't do it so he could just steal my job, did he? Then maybe I should stay here and rouse the bailiff. My head's clear, but my legs are still wobbly. You go to the old mill and free the hostages, while I drag Sagabar to the stocks. He'll tell.
The little one ran off with my purse.
Praise the Eight! Did you kick that stupid thug's teeth in? I don't know what was worse, being held hostage or smelling that ruffian's breath. What about the robbery, though? Did you stop them, or did they get away with the jewels? You didn't know? That's why they were holding us. Gavendian was waiting for Loraviv Mondori's big amethyst parcel to come in. He was holding the three of us hostage to keep the town in line. Hours ago, that thug Bullzog was actually going to execute us if he didn't hear from that crooked constable soon. You really came just in time. We should hurry into town and see if we can't stop Gavendian.
Damn bastard Gavendian did it all for the jewels and got away with it too. Yeah, he got me good. I'll survive, but he cut Loraviv's throat. He didn't have to. He just did it to prove a point. I thought I could be cruel, but he is a monster. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe if I hadn't confronted him, he wouldn't have killed her. At least the hostages are all right. You did your part, and you did it well. We can't let that maggot-eating bastard Gavendian get away with this. Old Sagabar wasn't so tough after he got into the stocks. He told me where Gavendian went, where their camp is. What I want to do is go after Gavendian myself, but that's not going to happen anytime soon, and I don't want him to slip away. If you're willing, then yes. Do whatever it takes. Just put him down. Oh, and retrieve the jewels, too.
There's always a hero in every town. They always come after me, and they always die.
Sagabar and I were just making bets on whether you'd return. Looks like Sagabar's a two-time loser. Did you do it then? Did you kill Gavendian? Thank you. I suppose it will do little to console young Reuben, but at least we can give Lady Mondori a proper funeral. I got my job back. The mayor's even increased my wages. You have my gratitude. By Moloch, you have the whole town's gratitude.
What are you doing over there?
Nice of you to finally join us. Those damn Montclairs have locked me out of my own city. If any of my people have been hurt, I'll kill Montclair and his daughter with my bare hands. You know how to get things done. Join up with Scordo and help him find a way into the city. I'll keep the troops on alert and ready to move on your signal. North Point is an important trading center, with many House Dorel holdings. Whoever controls the city controls the northern region of Rivenspire. If I were Oblivion bent on conquering the area, it's certainly what I would do. My son, Elec, was in charge while I was at Shornhelm. If he's still alive, he must be somewhere inside the city. Beyond that, the entire populace is loyal to House Dorel. But I have no idea what kind of forces Montclair set loose within my city. Reports indicate that Baron Montclair hasn't been seen in weeks, though this mess has his fingerprints all over it. His daughter Larea, on the other hand, isn't afraid to show her face. We're assuming she's in command here. Prior to her mother's illness, she was a charming young woman, a real magic-using prodigy. Now it's like she's been replaced by a dark seducer. Men and women will do anything to please her. And she's shown a remarkable affection for extreme cruelty. I sent Scordo and a small group to establish a secure base among the farmhouses outside the city. He's supposed to find a way into North Point and then send us a signal. Since that hasn't happened yet, I assume he's still working on it. Countess Tamrith went with him, against my better judgment, I might add. And that fancy knight Darien decided to tag along. He's gotten rather friendly with Scordo since he arrived. I hope they can slip inside, or this is going to be a long siege.
You walked into the wrong farmhouse, Montclair! Well, kiss a troll and call me Pumpkin. I know you from Shornhelm. Did Baron Dorell send you? I was the orc, in the cage. Not my most shining moment, but it's not like I'm a noble or anything. No matter, I'm just glad you're here. It's a disguise. What's wrong? Don't you like it? Is my helmet on crooked or something? We're going to sneak into North Point. Not usually my approach, but Countess Tamrith and Darien helped us get this far. No idea. He went to scout around and hasn't come back yet. So far, we've learned the patrols outside the city consist of untrained fighters with orders to keep people away. Only the officers seem to know what's going on inside. I suggested busting a hole in the wall, but the Countess decided we should save that as a last resort. Darien went out to search while we took care of the farmers. They came to us for help, and you know how the Countess feels about refugees.
Do your worst, lackey to a foreign crown! I won't tell you anything! Well, I guess that would be all right. I am a guard of the First Order, a member of the Blood Talon Cloaks of House Montclair. More than that, you won't get out of me. Why could that possibly matter? Really? Your beloved Countess would never stand for that! You're bluffing! You're the one? You killed Rizal Jul? I'm just a guard. The officers know what's going on, but they never tell us anything. All I can tell you is they have a camp to the east, on the coast. If you want information, you have to talk to an officer.
Fan out!
I was wondering when you were gonna show up. Want a bite? Reconnaissance, but keep your voice down. No need to wake the good captain. And know what I learned? There's not a single guard in North Point. Not a one. Lorea ordered them to get out and to keep everyone away. Isn't that enough? I was fairly proud of that bit of espionage. But you're right, there's more. The good captain here let slip that there's a smuggler's tunnel. Leads right into the heart of the city. It's our best option for getting inside.
My, Sir Darian. That was impressive. But when it comes to smugglers' tunnels, I think there's a thing or two I can teach you. I must say, Darian certainly has a way with the ladies.
Why don't you find out what I...
That's not how I'd go about extracting information from the enemy, but I can't fault his results. The old smuggler's tunnel should lead into the city, if we can get through it. Well, the smugglers who use the tunnels installed a gate. Gives them a monopoly on the black market at North Point. The tunnel will get us into the city, if we can get past the locked gate. The smuggler boss is a tough pirate, goes by the name of Lagra. If anyone has a key, it's her. But the Montclairs attack any boats that approach the city. There are wrecks up and down the coast. If Lagra's still alive, that's where we'll find her.
He hears voices in his head. Don't worry, they're good people. Move!
Beard, she's a looker.
Light it!
You can't be too careful when you're picking your enemies.
Get off my ship before I gut you! What do you think you're doing on my ship? Do you know what I did to the last stowaway I found? Well, the last time I looked, my hold didn't lead into the city. Wait a moment. My key! If you're one of those Montclair bastards, I won't go down without a fight. Now give me back my key. Well, you're a tough one, aren't you? Alright, we'll do it your way. I was coming back to get my key. I need to get into North Point myself. Rescue my gang. Why should I let you have the key when I have my own needs to consider? At the moment, all I care about is the safety of my gang. They were inside when the city fell. But if this turns out to be a trick, Oblivion won't be big enough for you to hide in. The tunnel is inside the cove beneath the lighthouse. That key will unlock the trapdoor.
By the rocks. Come on, I'll take you to where the others are waiting. Tell us you found something, hero. We could use some good news.
I'm not interested in news. Just tell me you found a way to get us into those tunnels.
Tell me you found something good, hero. It's not like the fate of Rivenspire is hanging in the balance or anything. Right then, let's go see what Lorraia's doing in there. But brace yourself. I don't think we're gonna like what we find. North Point. It just feels empty. I sense life in there, but it's faint, barely perceptible. We need to be ready for anything. His Lordship, the Baron over there, wants us to head inside, see what's going on, and secure the area. He wants us to be slow and careful so as not to damage his precious city. Good job getting that key, by the way. Now let's go see. I need to let Verandus know what's going on. In the meantime, talk to Scordo. He knows the city like the back of his hand.
So it's just us mortals from here on in? It's fine with me. I don't mind admitting that the idea of friendly vampires kind of creeps me out. North Point was my home for the last few years, so I know the place pretty well. Never snuck in through a smuggler's tunnel, though. That's gonna be a new experience. Just remember that we're part of House Montclair and things should go fine. We need to sneak in slowly, one at a time. Wandering around as a group would just be inviting trouble. The tunnel is supposed to lead through the lighthouse. We need to get inside and find a place we can use to get the lay of the land. Hold on! I'm coming with you!